We just went and watched Pacific Rim. This is a homage here to Brad Jones on thatguywiththeglasses.com and his own website, the Cinema Snob. I like his videos. I've been watching them for a while, so I wanted to try it for myself. So, Pacific Rim, thoughts?
I thought it was good.
I thought it was good too, but it was just like like I said, for the action, the drama, the pure spectacle of it you expect from Guillermo del Toro, who I love, by the way. The story it dropped off, I think. I mean, visually, I was captivated the whole time. I enjoyed the movie. Would I watch it again? Probably not.
Yeah, but I don't think that most people are going to be going to watch it just for the storyline. I mean, it's an action film, and most people are going to watch it for the action.
If they watch it at all, I mean, it's not really got that big of actors. I mean, it's got Charlie Hunnam, or I hope I'm not butchering his name, from freaking Sons of Anarchy, which some of them will probably go watch, but that love Sons of Anarchy. But also, he was in Undeclared, which I love him in, and I liked him in this movie, but he's not a name.
No,
the only name in this,
Ron Perlman.
Ron Perlman is the only name in this, and Ron Perlman is like 15 minutes of the whole movie.
Bit character, very much so.
I mean, I loved the way they played him off, but he's not in the movie. He's a cameo, pure cameo.
Yeah, that's true. But, I mean, again, the visuals are beautiful. The commercials really lead up to a good movie. And, for anybody that's looking for a good action film, it definitely comes through.
I'll give you that. Action film, it was. And pure action. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was Mighty Morphin Power Rangers on acid. But
with a few elements of anime.
Elements of anime, definitely. The visual effects were fucking amazing. The creatures looked great, although I won't lie, if any of you have ever played Final Fantasy X,
yes,
the freaking creature,
yes.
The first creature it shows, which
Sin.
is only if it looks just like Sin, and they got a lot of creations that look like Sin.
Yeah.
They change them up and they make them look good, but they look pretty.
And they're believable. I mean, the way they move. The way that the skin moves.
Spoiler for everybody, the opening scenes and stuff talk about the stuff in general, but the monsters are basically dinosaurs that couldn't last here, so they were in this other dimension. And I mean, it's hard to follow there, but I went to another dimension till we terraformed the world pretty much for them with smog and CO2, and they were able to come back. So then They come back. This is the dinosaurs coming back to reclaim the Earth.
Well, it kind of was like the original dinosaurs were their foot soldiers, the forerunners beforehand.
Yeah, like they were the freaking. They was talking about in the movie. They have many different kinds of monsters. Each one was, like our military. You had your privates, your sergeants, your lieutenants, and the dinosaurs were like pawns. Yeah, there you go. The dinosaurs were the pawns.
They were the disposables. Yeah.
They were brought here to check the Earth and just couldn't survive. Mm-hmm. I did like the opening scene though. They basically take you through the whole story synopsis in the first 15 minutes, and then boom, 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 pop up Pacific Rim, the title screen.
So, yeah, I think by that point anybody would have already known what they were watching. So it's kind of
a beautiful action scene though for the first one.
Yeah, definitely.
First scene was it was 15 seconds of dialogue about what is going on, and then boom, 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 action, 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 Pacific Rim. If that's what you go for a movie, if that's what you want out of this movie, boom, 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 action, 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 a little bit of story. Boom, 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 action, action, a little bit of story.
Let's face it, too. I mean, in the middle of a crisis that is engulfing the whole globe, I don't think that anybody's going to be paying attention to anybody's storyline. So, I mean...
Yeah, okay, I agree with that, because the monsters were coming, like, out of a rift. And the rift, a monster was coming once a week, so they only had a week to plan for everything. So
yeah,
then there would be 2 monsters, and they planned a week, and then 3 monsters, they planned a week.
Yeah, and I think at that point nobody's going to look at everybody and say, "So what's going on with you today?" You know, I mean,
It's like, yeah, let's get the robots rebuilt and let's get this shit taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You didn't think of it that way, did you?
No, I didn't. Also, the two side characters, which one is from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I'm not sure which one. I've never really watched the show, but he plays a scientist, and there's another guy who plays a scientist, and they're friends but conflicting each other. You know, one believes in the science and the terminology and numbers. The other one believes that through the aliens we're gonna learn what's going on through the ones they've killed throughout time and time again.
One's more physical and one's more mental.
Yeah, okay. But I think they saved the movie. I mean,
yeah,
those two characters were great. They remind me of Sheldon and
yes.
and what's the other guy's name?
Why am I thinking Wallace? That's not.
No, it ain't Wallowitz. Well, the two guys from Big Bang Theory, if you ever watched it. Yeah. Sheldon and Leonard. Oh,
Leonard. There you go. Yes, definitely.
They worked well with each other. They played well off each other. You could tell they were friends, even though they were going at each other with different ideas.
And I absolutely love the "ha I told you so" moment.
Exactly. They had such great characterization. And both of them really got the ha moment, because one was, he was screwed up because of the mind.
Yeah, seeing the eye bleed was just crazy.
Ignore the cop car. And one of them. Well, let me go back to this. The basic premise for this movie is aliens are taking over from anybody's seen this preview knows it. Taking over from in the Earth, in a crack in the Earth, in time, in space or whatever, just another dimension, as opposed to
water.
in the air. So they come up, and the way we figured out to beat them was to create these robots, the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger robots, I like to call them. But they did look pretty. They did look stunning. They were decent robots, and they moved better than those stupid ones did in the Power Rangers.
Yes.
Yes, I'm a Power Ranger fan. Deal with it. But it was just you had to have two minds to control the machine. One controlled the left brain, one controlled the right brain. If one person by themselves tried to control them, it destroyed their minds, which I don't see how that would work either way. Because I mean, if you're using both your brain, your left and your right hemisphere, I mean.
Well, it was overload. It was talking about because there was so much going on with the machinery that one mind could not control the whole thing without it being overloaded. Think of it like a overloaded circuit.
Oh, using 100% instead of just 10% of the brains.
Yeah.
Okay, I can kind of go with that, but it's just. Why two minds then? Why not three or four? Why couldn't they had one robot on there that had 3 arms? So if you're mind melding, where the hell is the third arm controlled by?
Yes. If you remember, I was the one that brought that.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Okay, and you hit it nail on the head. I was like, I didn't even notice the third arm until you said something. I was just like, what?
Yeah, and at first I thought there was 4 arms, but there wasn't. There was just 3.
And it's just it was crazy how that was. And then let's see. They go through the movie, they kill the characters, kill the creatures. I gotta say this. Clifton, I can't think of his last name. The guy, if any of you know, he's played in a buttload of movies, but I know him as the young guy that gets killed at the end of a Fortress with Christopher Lambert. Looks like he's 20 years old in that movie. He's 20 years old in this movie. I mean, that guy doesn't age. His acting career does need to span 100 years. Clifton something Jr. Clifton Collins Jr. That's his name. And he did a great job.
Yes, he did.
There was the guy that played the general, I thought did a great job. The girl, I mean, all the actors in this, the girl, Charlie Hunnam, the other two dueling.
For some reason, that made me think of Top Gun, the way they argued.
Iceman and Maverick.
Yes, it really, really did. It just, you've got two big ego guys going at it because they both think that they are the best, and that the other one just doesn't know what they're doing.
Well, Charlie Hunnam, though, he was the best. I mean, he just, the reason he didn't want to do it no more is because he lost his family. Mm-hmm. Another spoiler, he lost his brother at the beginning of the movie, which is in the beginning, so I guess it's not really a spoiler, but they're fighting a creature, and his brother gets ripped out of the machine, and he pretty much controls it by himself for about 5-10 minutes, and
it'd be longer
hurts
than
him.
that if you think about him dragging himself from the middle of the ocean to.
But my point being is he was controlling it by himself, and him and the general were the only two that ever done that.
Yeah.
The end I thought was pretty decent. I mean, they basically close the rift. They close the rift. They got to take these creatures back. One of these creatures back to the rift so it'll open up, or they couldn't get through. It would just destroy them. It would like bounce back and destroy us or whatever if we tried to put anything down it. So they use his DNA, like you said, to drop it into the rift, and it just, I mean, how do you put it? It opens up. He goes down, and they use their robot because all the other ones are digital. Theirs is the only analog because it's so old. It was Charlie Hunnam's first one with his brother that they rebuilt, and they send him down. He's in there with the girl. They're both controlling it. They go down. They're running out of oxygen, so he sends her back in the escape pod up through the rift. The rift itself is like, here's our world, here's their world. It's like a throat or a tube or whatever, and they were going to throw a bomb in the middle of it, blow the tube, which would destroy the connection between them. Well, the bomb doesn't work. The other machine gets destroyed, so they drop the analog, aka nuclear-powered Power Ranger.
We learned that they have EMP abilities.
Yeah, the monsters had EMP abilities at one point. One creature got out and just blew up all the digital, everything within 100 miles, and destroyed half of their machines because of it. But they dropped the analog. So like I was saying before the camera interrupted, I had to restart it, folks. My camera only goes 22 minutes, so there you go. This will be about a 30-minute, 40-minute video. So it goes through the tube, it goes out of the tube, and he blows up while shooting himself in an escape tube back up. The thing about it is, he's in the other world, so the tube should have shut behind him like it did in our world, and blown up, and he might have got through, but it should have blown up the other world parts, not the tube. Well, when it blows up, it shows the tube getting blown up, not the other world, and it's just like, really? That took me out of the movie. I don't know your thoughts on it.
It didn't really bother me because the way I looked at it is, I mean, some doors will open one way with specific conditions going one way, but won't have the same conditions going the other way. So they're only protecting themselves from us coming in. They're not worried about us going out because they're assuming we would never be there.
Well,
in the first
but
place.
you see the tube starting to get smaller and smaller in the camp. In one point, it shows the bottom tube as he goes through to them, while the creature's looking at him going smaller.
Well, yeah, that's true, and I didn't really think about that because I wasn't paying attention too far into that moment because
it's a stupid action movie. It's supposed to be considered that, not the. I got you.
Yeah, and I just.
But I mean, not to say it's stupid. It is kind of stupid to me, but visually, it kept my interest throughout. I mean, if you want to go watch a movie that's just beautiful and action as hell, this is the movie to see. My final thought is I think it's definitely a go see in theater. 3D was fucking beautiful. I mean, a lot of movies you don't get. I mean, Iron Man 3, Superman, I don't understand getting those 3D because for I hear they keep they're not that great except for certain scenes.
Yeah.
Wizard of Oz was a great 3D movie. Not a great movie, but a great 3D movie. The 3D was beautiful in the theater. This was one of those that was beautiful 3D. A decent movie, a really good action movie, a really decent movie. If you're going for story, you don't need to see this movie. If you're going for pure action just to be entertained, yeah, this is entertaining.
It's definitely entertaining. Very good movie.
Final thought about it?
I'm pretty much along with you. I think it was a very good movie. It was filled with a lot of action. It kept my interest throughout, and there was only just a few things that I could pick apart if I really sat and thought about it, but
for what it was, you enjoyed it.
For what it was, I very much enjoyed it.
Okay. Well, let's go on the trailers then. The first trailer we saw was R.I.P.D.
R.I.P.D. It looks like it's going to be a hilarious movie.
I have to agree.
and I personally want to see it because I like the actors that are in it. I like Jeff Bridges quite a bit, and the other guy whose name I cannot think
Ryan
of.
Reynolds.
He's okay. He's not my favorite, but he is good, and looks like he's going to do a decent part in the job.
Ryan Reynolds is a hit and miss guy for me, and I agree. In this movie, it looked really good, but Jeff Bridges just he looks like he's going to steal the movie, and pretty much anything Jeff Bridges is in, I'll watch. Only thing I haven't watched is True Grit.
Which is actually a pretty good movie. You should watch it.
I will one day. But it's just, it looked really visually pretty. It looked like it's going to be entertaining, funny, actiony. Maybe not like this one, not much of a story, but it looks really, really entertaining. Plus, if any of you seen the preview, Jeff Bridges is actually looking like a woman to everybody else. And Ryan Reynolds is a Chinese man, which just, I don't know, just hilarity can come from that. And I think that if they do a good job of that, it's going to be an amazing movie. It'll be one I watch, rent, and probably buy. Let's see. Elysium. That was your first time seeing that preview, wasn't it?
Yes, it was my first time seeing it. It looks like it's going to be great. Visually beautiful effects. Probably another one it's going to be kind of short on the storyline, but I mean, as long as they go, with a lot of beautiful effects and stuff, it won't affect it as much if it doesn't have a very strong story.
I've been actually looking forward to Elysium for months now. I'm not a huge Matt Damon fan. I do like a lot of his movies, but I've not watched none of the Bournes except the first one.
Yeah,
but
same here.
It's just, that movie really looked entertaining. What really got me into that movie was two things. Jodie Foster.
Yes.
And I'm not a fan of District 9, although the guys doing District 9 is doing this. I wasn't that big a fan of it. I didn't like the main guy in it because it just didn't seem like a great movie to me. It was a thinker, but I really wasn't looking for that in that kind of movie. But the main guy in that District 9 movie is playing a character in this movie, that the black-haired one with the other suit.
Yes.
Oh, he looked like he was having so much fun and going to be amazing in it. I'm not a big fan of that guy. He played in 18 too. I really didn't care for that movie, but in this part, he looks like he was made for this part. He looked like he had a great time making this movie.
Well, I mean, that's another thing that'll make a movie. If you've got actors who really seem as if they are into the character, that'll make it as well.
And Jodie Foster plays just like a cynical...
I like her in just about everything I've seen her
I like her in a lot of things, but this one, she just seems like... I've never seen her play a together woman. She always plays erratic somehow. True. And this is one of those where she just seems like she's in control, and I liked it.
Well, it also looks like she's going to be a difficult person to get along with as far as character-wise, because, I mean, she just seemed ready to blow up anybody that came close.
Yeah, I mean, she's the villain. It's obvious in the preview.
Yes.
And the third and last one, which it only had 3, surprised me, considering how many hours they usually take on previews. But Wolverine. Your thoughts on Wolverine? It's also the first time you've seen it.
No, I've seen a different one. This one.
All three of these were the long trailers, like the 2.5-minute trailers. Yes. So that's maybe why they're 3. But,
this one was quite a bit longer. It elaborated more on things that I had seen on previous ones. But it looks like it's going to be really good. It looks like it's going to be very strong on storyline. It's going to be still full of action. But I mean, but the only thing is that Wolverine's story, if you know anything about the stories at all, Wolverine's story is full of a lot of angst. So this one looks like it's going to be the same way. You're full of a lot of angst, a lot of, got to be sad because my past has been so terrible. So
kind of like he played in Les Miserables.
Oh, see,
I'm unhappy. I'm happy. I'm sad.
Yeah, that's, I mean, Wolverine never seems to be happy, so if you're looking for a good, cheerful movie, Wolverine is not going to be it.
Welcome to Wolverine, the musical.
That, strangely would be amusing.
I actually kind of would like that too, to be honest with you. I think that might have been better than X-Men Wolverine Origins.
Yeah,
because they ruined Gambit.
Yeah,
No offense, guy that played John Carter. I don't think you're a bad actor. It's just... You weren't Gambit to me.
I like John Carter, but Gambit just did not. I don't know. That movie kind of lost me.
It went too many different places. I like this movie for a bunch of different reasons. Wolverine, of course. I mean, I love Wolverine. Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, and dipping into his past, I always like that. Mm-hmm. I like how they have cameo, or I don't know if it'll be a cameo or not, but how they had Famke Jensen, that's her name, played Jean Grey. She came back in like a little cameo for at least a part, which you can see the preview and probably maybe more in the movie, maybe not.
And that surprised me, seeing that
so him talking to her.
Yes.
And I just really enjoyed that. Also, the visual effects in that look amazing. I mean, everything nowadays, visual effects are going to be amazing. It didn't really look like he was, with the exception of one scene, it really didn't look like anything was CGI, except for when which any of you have seen it, where he's jumping through the air and his claws are coming out. And I'm just like, that's so stupid.
Well, they've got to get in there for the comic book fans, for the ones who are,
I don't think comic book fans are going to enjoy this. There's going to be one on the internet trolling. I hate it.
Oh, yes.
This is not true to Wolverine the book.
And that's
it won't
something
be.
I don't understand is that, come on, with so many different storylines out there, when you've got the amazing, the super, the, whatever, having a different storyline is nothing new. I mean, they're constantly coming out with a new storyline for any of the X-Men, the comic book heroes.
Not all the comic books. I mean, they're great comic books, but not all the comic books go over to film very well.
Right.
But at the same time, it's also how you adapt them. I've not seen X-Men First Class, but I hear good things and bad things about that. I enjoyed the first X-Men movie. Okay with the second one, and hated the third one with a passion.
Really?
Oh God, I hated X3. Trying to shove so many characters into one movie and trying to fish it out, what they did to Phoenix just pissed me off. But as for this movie, Wolverine looks really pretty, really thought-provoking as well as action-filled.
But it doesn't look like it's going to go over the top with, naturally with the special effects of Wolverine, but it doesn't look like it's going to throw a bunch of stuff in there that doesn't make sense. Like the X3
did, exactly. Okay, I'll give you that. But I think all three look enjoyable. I think all three are going to be good movies. So I think we said all we can say. Thank you. Have a good night.